So we're just gonna dive headfirst into whatever the heck this is. I had planned out a video in which I gave myself 30 seconds to study the way an artist would illustrate eyes, and then I would give myself a minute to try to replicate it by memory. Easy peasy. I've done it in past videos, I believe, except I can't remember if I actually timed the replication process. I don't know. Anyways, so I find 6 artists that I follow on Twitter, and I gather some references of eyes that they've drawn, while trying not to make too much eye contact since I didn't want to accidentally study them. I wanted to make this video as genuine as possible. So I actually record the video, and it sucks big time. I always knew I was a slow artist, but it turns out I'm like painfully slow. And originally the whole video was going to be real time so that anybody watching could follow along and challenge themselves with, eye art styles or whatever, but yeah, no, we're not gonna do that anymore. So here's what I'm doing instead. I'm talking over the original recording, and I'll show you the original outcomes of the timed attempts. But I've also decided that I'll reattempt drawing the eyes while not under a timer. Being under a timer puts a lot of stress on me. I'm very bad at being timed at anything, and that is the reason why I refuse to replay Majora's Mask. I'm just really an anxious person. So you'll get to see both the original attempt and the way better attempt without a timer. So the first artist I attempted to imitate was Spoiled Citrus, also known as Jay. Being the first artist I chose to imitate meant that poor Jay was a total sacrifice. There was no way my first attempt would be any good, and you'll see that soon enough. I remember focusing too much on the way Jay colored eyes, but not the way he shaded them or even the way he drew the eye shines. And the thing about replicating the way an artist colors eyes is that a lot of artists have multiple ways they color eyes, myself included, and this seemed true for Jay as well, so I did have a hard time figuring out which style of theirs I wanted to spend more time studying. I combined the different ways a bit, to be honest, but I definitely preferred the style with more defined shapes and coloring. You'll notice in both attempts that I tried to replicate the cool shapes that they chose for pupils, since that was one of my favorite things about their eyes. And also, here is my reaction to the timer going off for the first time. No! Okay, the timer has stopped. It rang. I didn't do anything that I wanted to do. Okay, you know what? We're gonna just... But there's so much I wanted to do. And that's why I'm reattempting each style off camera and off timer. Or else this is the best you'll be seeing from me. Off camera, I don't just attempt to color eyes the same way, but I try to draw the entire eye the way they do. So yeah, here's my off camera, off timer attempt. Dun, da, 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 da. I did combine the different ways that he colors a bit. I do wish that I focused more on his cell shading coloring style, but overall I do like how my second attempt turned out. The next artist that I am going to be studying is Tule Blue, who goes by Tule. This time around, while studying the way Tule colors eyes, I made sure to look at how she draws eye sparkles and eyelashes. Just because, like I said, in the last attempt, the last artist that I tried to attempt, I completely forgot to study that part. So I did my very best by memory to copy everything that I could. But, the point of the exercise is just to do your very best by memory, and then your own art style will help fill in the rest. So it's not too big of a deal if you don't remember much, which is good because my memory sucks. And look, here is my reaction to my first attempt. Okay. No. Okay, fine. Oh, shoot. And here is my second attempt. The way Tule draws and colors eyes is a bit deceptive just because of the cell shading makes it look a lot easier to replicate, but it's easy to miss all the subtle details that she puts into the coloring. Even in just the eyelashes alone, there's a lot of detail, which I did try to replicate, but I failed to do so, in my opinion. But I did my best. But yeah, you know, at least I attempted it. I can at least feel that my second attempt looked more true to Thule's style than my first attempt. The next artist is Burichi, who has a very stylized way of drawing eyes, which is why I knew I just had to try to imitate them. Their coloring is overall pretty simple in the references that I chose, but I knew that all of the challenge would be in the way that I drew the eyes. In the original attempts, you might have noticed that I just colored in the same eye over and over again because I just had no time to attempt drawing in everybody's style. But in my second attempts, I put way more work into replicating the drawing style as well, which really helped with Burichi's imitation, just because I think a lot of it is within the actual drawing style. I guess you'll see that after the timer goes off for my first attempt. So yeah, here that comes. Oh my gosh, I don't have enough time to do the thing that I want to do. Oh, this isn't the brush that I want, but it's fine. It's totally fine. I just have to do it. I have 20 seconds, guys. Oh no, I'm doing the brush the wrong way. It's fine. It's fine. Cool. Okay. This looks so bad. It's fine. It's okay. Maybe if I change the color, I have 7 seconds to change the color. I'm gonna change it. It looks like a really hairy eyeball. Timer's up. You can tell I just started caring less and less with my original attempts since nothing was going how I had planned. But as you can see, my second attempt turned out okay. I think it's one of my better improvements in the video. I do wish I had paid more attention to the colors they chose, but I didn't. So I'll have to keep that in mind if I ever do another study video like this. And the last artist that I studied for this video is Seika Tattoo, which again has a very stylized way of drawing eyes. When studying their art, I mostly focus on the eyelashes since, you know, come on, look at it, eyelashes, and the cool way that they colored in their pupils. This was another artist who had slight variations on the way they colored their eyes, so I just chose bits and parts that I liked the most and put them all together in my second attempt. As you can tell, my first attempt absolutely lacked the character put into their art. Here's my reaction to that, by the way. I'm gonna add some of this just for funsies. I don't know if that's what she actually does, but I think I did a little bit better this time, but obviously I could have been better. Moving on. But yeah, I think my second attempt was way better in both coloring and drawing. I didn't get the eyelashes completely right, which I knew would happen since I don't draw eyelashes very often, at least not in this style, so I definitely struggled there, but I knew I had to at least make an attempt. Again, I wish I paid more attention to the colors that Seika chooses for her art, but you know, that's just how it works. Other people's styles with my own color choices is pretty much what this whole video is about. And thankfully that is the end. Well, almost. After my first attempts, I was very depressed, by the way. I cut out a lot of that part, but I wanted to prove that I had learned more and that I would be better when I wasn't timed. So I decided that I would gather everything that I remembered, everything that I learned, and incorporate all of it into a more finished piece that was untimed. And that is how this simple portrait of Corruption AU Papaya was born. Since I drew him before I restudied the art styles and did the second attempts, I did end up missing out on adding some of the most recognizable features into this art piece, but overall I think I added most of the important stuff and I used my own choices to fill in the rest, so mission accomplished, I think. Plus, this sketch of Papaya inspired me to draw some more doodles of this AU boy, so that's pretty cool, right? Also, I made a Toy House profile for Corruption AU Papaya because of this video alone, so fun. Anyways, if you guys could please do me a huge favor and check out all of the artists that I mentioned in today's video. I have all of their links in the description down below, and also their names were on the screen each time I talk about them, so you have no excuse to not check them out. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to scribble on, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye!